fully understand the difference between variable and absorption costing, you would need to be able to compute the difference in the net operating income under the two methods. PVP Ammo, Inc. manufactures a single product with stable production and a consistent cost structure from one year to the next. Now, the consistent cost structure, what that indicates is that the variable cost per unit will not change and the total fixed costs will not change. For the last 2 years, the company has manufactured 100,000 units and has incurred fixed manufacturing overhead costs equal to $50,000. Sales in year 1 were 95,000 units and sales in year 2 were 102,000 units. The company reported net operating income of $60,000 in year 2 based on variable costing. What is the income reported in year 2 under absorption costing? So when you look at this problem and what you're given, you may be thinking, well, let's just prepare an income statement. But when you go to find sales, you will find the number of units sold, but you will not see a sales price. You do not see anything about variable costs. So we're going to have to approach this one a little bit differently. It's going to require you to think critically and do some problem solving. Now, what we do know is that the difference in income is based on the difference in the fixed overhead cost expensed. So I'm going to start by looking at the fixed overhead cost in year 2. The fixed overhead cost per unit, you would take the $50,000 incurred and divide by the number of units produced. That would be 100,000 units. Now, we did sell 102,000 in year 2, but to get the cost per unit, you divide by production. And we get 50 cents per unit. That means the fixed overhead expensed in year 2 under absorption costing will be at a rate of 50 cents per unit sold. We sold 102,000 units, so we'll expense $51,000, noting that we are expensing more than was actually incurred. That can only happen when you have beginning inventory and you're taking some of that cost that was assigned to that inventory in year 1 and expensing it in year 2. Now, of course, under variable costing, you simply expense the fixed overhead in the period incurred, so that would be $50,000. So we now know the difference in income is $1,000. And because we're expensing more cost under absorption costing, income will be lower under absorption costing. When you expense more, income is lower. Now we can finish the problem out by recalling that income reported under variable costing had been $60,000. We've determined that income will be $1,000 lower under absorption costing because we will expense additional fixed overhead. So our final answer is that income using absorption costing will be $59,000. All right, so when sales are greater than production, income will be lower under absorption costing. Be sure to get some practice. And